Hey, it's D. Scott Lofthouse of Lofty Enterprises and dscottlofthouse.com, and today I'm coming to you from Phuket, Thailand, where we're at the MOBE Asset Protection Summit, and today is day 3, so the last day. It's been 9 days now since I started going through all of this, the masterminds and the summits, and today we had Simon Vagans, who talked about legal matters and asset protection, and some of the things that he talked about was divorces, wills and testaments, powers of attorney and things like that. And he gave some tips that I think are pretty important when it comes to wills. First of all, you don't want to try to prepare one without legal assistance, because when you start looking at the fact that you're a small business owner, there are so many underlying issues that you may not even be aware of. So you need to have somebody that's experienced in the field of law that can help you write a will. The second thing is you got to ensure that it's witnessed properly. One of the stats that he threw up on the board is that about 55% of the population of the US does not have a will. Now that doesn't mean that they don't have a will, but the will may not have been witnessed properly, and therefore it's not a binding document. It's not a legal document. So make sure it's witnessed properly. Third, the beneficiaries cannot be signatories. And so you've got to find some other way to have a signatory on your will. Fourth, you need to think about what he called blended families. Because we have so many divorces and then couples that have children coming together, you're going to have children from either side of the marriage, and so you need to consider that. And he talked about another thing, which is a mirror will, where you draw up two wills that are pretty much identical with just different beneficiaries listed, and these can create issues, and so you need to be very clear on your intent. You're very clear on the intent of what your will is all about. And then we had Richard Watson came in, and he talked about offshore banking. And you know, I think that many of us, because of media, you know, movies, TV shows, things like that, we have this perception of what offshore banking is. That this is, you know, the Swiss bank account, or, you know, something that's hidden in the Caymans or something like that, you know, where someone walks in with a suitcase full of cash and they put it in some numbered account where nobody can ever get to it. The IRS can't get to it, nobody else can ever get to it. And truly what offshore banking is all about is not necessarily avoiding taxes or anything like that. Offshore banking is just to make it simpler for you to be able to protect your assets from liabilities and litigation, and for succession, pass it on to your children, grandchildren, something like that. And the other thing for offshore banking is it's much easier to travel if you have an international bank account, so that you can pull money out wherever you happen to be in the world. And so, sorry, I got a gnat that's bugging me here. There's a whole lot of different things that we learned during this Asset Protection Summit. It was a fantastic 3 days. I mean, these are the top-notch speakers. These guys are top of their field in what they do. Unfortunately, I didn't have any American instructors, so they weren't able to give us a lot of advice about American issues when it comes to trusts and things like that. But understand that you have to be careful when you start looking at offshore structuring, offshore businesses, offshore banks, and you really have to be involved with attorneys to be able to make sure that your assets are protected for the future, because you don't want to lose it in some kind of litigation. You don't want to lose it when you're trying to give it to your children or something like that. You need to protect your wealth. Anyway, this is D. Scott Lofthouse coming to you from Thailand, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, that you found it informative, and that you're finding all my newsletters informative, because I'm all about trying to give you value. Now, when I get home, I'm going to continue my retirement planning series, as we're on video 5, and so I've got 6 through 12 to complete, and I'm going to be making an ebook about these issues and a report. So look for those. Those are going to be coming down the pipe. Give you some more information on retirement planning and what you can do to make sure that you have the funding you need to retire. So again, thank you very much. It's D. Scott Lofthouse. I hope that you'll come back and watch more videos. If you'd like to come work for me, look for the link down below. you can apply, and I'll look at your application. I'll see if you're a fit for the business, and then we'll work together. And I'll do everything I can to make sure that you're successful just the way that I'm being successful. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.